Hey guys, Huz here, bringing you another video. This time another Diamond 1 solo queue game. Well, actually duo queuing with Galzik this game, but playing Evelynn. Now currently in the patch, Evelynn is argued to be the most OP jungler in the game, which is near making it an instant win, a lot of people are saying. Now I'm going to put that to rest. You can lose with Evelynn. I have lost with Evelynn. But yeah, I've only recently picked up Evelynn, although I've known how to play her for quite some time. And I think I'm like an 80 or 90% win rate with her. Not many games, must admit, but yeah, she's a fairly easy champion to play, and my KDA is extremely high on her. So the style of Evelynn, basically you're going to try and build as much damage as possible in the early game, try to carry your team, and try to just gank as many times as you can. Vision is not an option for you in this game. If they have a pink ward to try and scout you, then you just find a different route. Now, I walk up to Nasus and get rid of his Mastery Shield, which my whole team started to laugh about. He had the Mastery point in defense for the extra 50 shield. Nasus was like, oh, no problem, I'll just base and get it back. And he didn't realise it's on death that it actually comes back. So that's worth it for us. We get rid of that Mastery point for nothing, basically. So I'm going to start the blue buff as usual on Evelynn. Now, one thing I must say when you're playing Evelynn jungle is you just have to get past the first two buffs, and then you're pretty much good. I've played a game, I was in a tournament, and I played Evelynn, and the enemy kind of knew that. If an Evelynn gets past her first two buffs, then you're in trouble. Then she can have a free gank anywhere she wants on the map, but basically they stopped it. They stopped my blue buff, and they stopped my red buff to make me basically useless. If you let an Evelynn get them buffs, then you're in trouble. So if I was the enemy right now, with a Lee Sin, Jinx, and a Taric, Taric, I would have done a really late invade, because that probably would have worked really well against myself, Severe, and Lulu, and, you know, they could have either really delayed me on blue, or they could have taken it for themselves. So you will note, obviously, that this is not a live commentary, although I do like doing the live commentaries now. I've done two of them, being, what did I do? Orianna and Syndra, the two ball champions. I realised that different thing, like a live commentary gives you one thing, and a pre-done game like this gives you another thing. And I think the live commentaries are great for just making sure that you guys learn how to play the game as a general player. So you're like, saying that, I think live commentaries are more specific of the champion I'm playing. So I'll be going through my thought process of what I'm doing more, why am I leveling skills in that way when I'm doing a live commentary. And then this time, I think it's more of an overview of where am I going. You're going to be able to see where the vision is on the map. You won't be able to see where my camera is, but I think it's a lot better for just analysts. Anyway, I'm going in for first blood. I do flash in to actually secure it, because I'm pretty sure Morgana would have just got away. But Cassio does go down as well. But I do get the first blood myself. Had to burn flash for it. It would have been close if Cassio would have picked up the kill there. You never know if a Morgana spell shield would have saved the little bit of damage extra. But anyway, I'm going to push up the lane as quick as possible to try and deny the Morgana, because if the lane gets stuck in the midway, it's not great for my Cassiopeia. So I do manage to do that, and now I'm going to probably look up top lane for the Lee Sin. Now you can see Lee Sin is walking down the river, and I am a piranha waiting in a bush now. But anyway, I'm going to try and kill the Lee Sin, and whack! Look at this damage. It is insane how much an Evelynn does. Going to try and continue to go for him. Fail flash by Lee Sin, and then get the kill. He would also try to do a ward W to get away, but that is a refresh on my buffs. So right now I'm 200 already at 4 minutes, so this is already a good start for Evelynn. Evelynn, although it's not one of the strongest 1v1 junglers in the game, if you can get them off like a surprise, then you're surprisingly strong. Anyway, I'm coming back mid, seeing if we can do anything again. Morgana is playing fairly, passive in the way that she's just pulling and then running backwards. And Morgana's a pretty good champion for that against an Evelynn. She can just pull and then walk away. Now, bot lane is, again, another lane that I can gank fairly easily. Now, they are actually going a bit aggro. I'm working my way down the river, but I'll point my attention to this way. Now, for some reason, the Severe doesn't realise that they actually can kill the Jinx. Now, finally, they do manage to get the kill, so both flashes spent there. And then another flasher. All 4 flashes from the bot lane is going off in this engage. I've moved in, and bam, give Severe, myself an assist, and give Severe, I think, a kill. So I think Lulu picked up 1, and then Severe picked up 1. So the game, so far, is going fairly well, with my team being 4 kills, and I've been involved in 3 of them. So a good start by myself, relatively, in these early stages of the game. I'm going to pick up the white camp. Now, the white camp is fairly good for a single target jungler. Now, Evelynn is kind of a mix. She does do a lot of single target damage, but, you know, doing that Q... Oh, I think they're called hate spikes. Are they called hate spikes? Yeah, hate spikes on the wolves or wraiths, etc. You do them fairly quick anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now, runes and masteries on Evelynn. Now, Evelynn, don't be fooled, is an all-in jungler. You need to play her all-in. Otherwise, if you're going to play passive on her, if you're going to just farm on her, there's no point playing the champion. She is a gank-heavy champion that you need to use the lack of vision by the enemy to your own advantage. Now, yes, I am ahead on CS than Lee Sin, but that's pretty much just down to whenever I'm traveling around, I'm picking up CS. There's nothing special in that. So I am going to move up to the top lane area, and I think Warwick actually may say to me in chat about now, you know, I don't want ganks. I don't need ganks. I could have done one maybe in the early stages of the game, but you're busy elsewhere. Now, again, this Lee Sin, I have to question why he's doing this. He's against an Evelynn who's relatively fed right now, and I know his flash isn't up. So I'm going to just try and kill him. Now, he does W away. Warwick is moving into the area. So if Warwick gets a kill here, that'd be great. Even, any of us, Cassiopeia, myself, or Warwick. This guy is a dead Warwick. A dead Lee Sin, sorry. And I think Cassio actually might... Bit of a kill steal there. Warwick did use his Ignite, which is a bit of a shame for Warwick getting that stolen away from him. So it does help Cassio, because Morgana was a kill ahead of her. But I still probably would have preferred that to go on Warwick, to be honest, just to be a bit fair, if he did use that summoner spell. Now, Morgana is just staying in mid lane, farming as she does. Now, Evelynn, I'm not going to say is the hardest jungler to play. Right now, she's relatively easy to play because her stealth, there's a massive circle around you now. They have no idea I'm here. I'm trying to stay, the circle I remember was right where Jinx was, so I was trying to stay it out as much as possible. Lula is starting to engage, and bam, I'm coming in for the kill, seeing if we can pick it up, and Severe actually gets it, so there's another successful gank by myself and kill. So, as an AD carry, with your trinket, there is no point warding here. I'm an Evelynn. You're not going to see me anyway. Sure, you get Vision of Dragon, but we're not going to do Dragon with an early Evelynn, with a Cassio, etc. Not that early. So if I was that Jinx, I would have either warded just in here or here, and it would have been a lot safer rather than walking out all the way to River and just get cutting off. Now, it was unlucky for her that I was in the area at the time, but you've got to expect that. Now, right, as you can see, Lee Sin has, he's still 10 CS below me. Which isn't great for him. And now I'm moving over to his red buff. I'm going to ward it up, seeing if I can take it. Now, Lee Sin has started it, and I'm thinking, oh, this is a free kill for me. I have hit level 6, but I think they have a hunch that I may be coming. So Morgana does move in the area, and I'm waiting for Cassio to come around, and I thought for some reason that we could go on them. I don't know really why. I dodged the... binding there, and I just back off. So yeah, not great by myself. Solo queue communication at its finest, but you know, I'm just trying to play as aggressive as I can, engaging whenever. Now, my cooldown on my ultimate is not that long. It's about a minute and a half, so it will be a backup because I do have blue buff. It is reducing that in the early stages. Now, you may ask, why have I taken blue over Cassiopeia? Basically, if I'm doing well on a, say, Evelynn or a Fiddlesticks jungle, I'll take the blue buff for myself, especially the early blue buffs, so I can keep extending the lead of the game. And especially if I've got a mid lane that has already died once or twice, etc., it's a bit touch and go whether to give it to them. So if it is, if I'm doubting giving the blue buff to the mid laner, I generally won't unless they insist that I'll give it to them. Anyway, I am moving over to the blue buff. Lee Sin did start it. Now, I'm actually going to get a sneaky ward, I think, there. So Lee Sin doesn't know I have a ward there, and he doesn't know I'm anywhere near. So I'm simply going to try and get a smite steal, I believe. Now, I'm going to stay literally just around the edge of where the stealth ends. Now, Lee Sin positioning himself in... Oh, well, I get the smite steal. Just thought I'd mention that. But Lee Sin positioning himself in the little cove bit there allowed me to come in closer with my stealth. If you're against an Evelynn, you want to try and have the whole range of the current area you're in to try and see where she is, and he didn't do that. Now, again, he's looking for a top lane gank, and I think he actually gives vision here. So this Lee Sin is not having a great game. I know it's quite depressing when you're playing against an Evelynn that is doing quite well. I've been on the opposite end of the stick there, and now Morgana is walking down. Now, this is Diamond 1, may I add, and yeah, no response yet. Still no response, and there's a response, there's a shield, but a bit too late. So yeah, I will add, this is Diamond 1. Killing spree for myself, and then move on to the attack, which I doubt we can get, to be honest. He does burn his flasher, that's always good. I was going still a bit aggressive where I should have maybe just farmed, but I saw Cassio moving in the general direction. If she had ultimate up the Cassio, then we would have been fine. Shield on myself, and I managed to survive. So yeah, Diamond 1 and the Morgana took that long to realise I was attacking her. That's never that good. Now, I understand if it takes you about a second, if you're looking elsewhere on the map. About a second is okay, but still, a second is quite bad. A second will get you killed. But that Morgana took literally about 3. So that was poor play by Morgana. That's another free kill for myself. So that has made me 3-0-3 in this game. I'm going to go buy my Spirit of the Ancient... What's it called? Wraith? Spectral Wraith, I think. Yeah, Spectral Wraith. Now, before the whole changes to Evelynn, or not before the changes to the Spirit items... you used to go Elder Lizard because it gives you AD, you scale with AD as well, and it gave you a nice dot that you could just keep burning damage on people. But seeing that the changes to Spirit of the Ancient, the Spectral Wraith, sorry, it is a much better item for Evelynn now. It gives you the CDR. Now, I also run CDR blues on Evelynn. Try to get as much CDR as you can, just so you can just keep burning people with hate spikes, because that's where the majority of your damage will come from. Now, we are going to look for Dragon as well. I think I may have picked up a pink cord. Yes, I did. And I think we're going to have a scan any second. There we go. And we're just going to get this nice free Dragon. I don't think it's even going to be contested because Lee Sin has backed at this stage in the game. Now, Lee Sin's build, I have to add, is not very good. He's gone for a Spirit, the Sight Stone, before finishing his Spirit Stone. This is a dead Taric simply because... you know, we know he didn't have flash, and then we're going to move over for the Jinx. Now, I think she tries to go killing me, but I use my ultimate on her to get the shield, and then I also get shielded by Lulu. But the build by Lee Sin gives him no early CDR. Now, CDR on Lee Sin is actually a very good thing. Allows you to kick more, allows you to W more, allows you to Q more, allows you to E more, everything. And this guy does not go for it. So I don't know what his thought process is. Maybe that's how he always plays Lee Sin, and he's managed to get to Diamond 1 by doing it, so he must have done something okay. But personally, I don't really like that style. Now, he does actually back off in a relatively good way. Now, I think he's going to still chase. Unfortunately, he does go down, and I'm going to move into the general area, but I don't know how much I can do. Now, Evelynn, as mentioned, she's not great at actually dueling people one-on-one. She's an assassin. She finds people and just kills them. So I am going to move into the general area to try and just save the tower, but you can see how much damage I'm already taking. So I'm going to be careful, but I'm going to try and do my best, because I know Cassio's coming. Good ult about my Cassio. Nice flash from myself. I actually saved myself there with that flash, and Nasus goes down. So that was actually good play by myself. Good roam by Cassio. And I return to, well, going to go back to base. So double kill for Cassio. I managed to survive as well. Pretty good flash for myself, avoiding the last hit that he needed to kill me. Which makes me now 406. So the item that I'm going for next is my DFG. Now we're going to go into the gold tab just to show you what everybody's gold is or thereabouts in this game. So top lane, we'll go through each and every one. Top lane is 300 gold ahead. This is pretty much down to the CS difference because they are identical in 0-1-1. Junglers, so me and Lee Sin. Lee Sin total gold is 3,300. Mine is 5,100, nearly 200. So yes, I'm nearly 2,000 gold ahead of this guy already at 13-14 minutes. So yeah, he's not been having a great time. Mid laners, 4,200 for Morgana, 5,000, nearly 400 for Cassio, ahead in CS by a little bit, and obviously ahead in kills and assists. AD carries, the Jinx has not been having a good time with 0-4-1. Obviously, the bot lane been doing fairly well with my ganks coming in there to help the Severe secure the kills. Literally every single gank apart from one kill, Severe's actually picked up. Actually, no, Lulu got one. So I think we've actually managed to get 6 kills in that bot lane. Yeah, we have 4 kills from, 4 deaths from Jinx and 2 from Taric. So we've got 6, and Severe's picked up 4, and I picked up 1, and Lulu's picked up 1. And the supports I always find is a good story to tell with gold. With Taric being 3,000, nearly 400, and Lulu being 4,000, nearly 200. So, yeah, we're quite ahead in that aspect. And Taric has actually picked up a kill as well. So I'll flip back to the item build so you can see what people are building. Now, you may ask, why am I waiting here? Well, simply, I cannot fight them 2v1 right now. I don't have my DFG. If I had my DFG, I may be able to burst the Lee Sin. Nasus is out the mana, so he's not going to be that much of a threat to me. But I'm going to simply just wait for Warwick. Now, I know Lee Sin is in this area. He hasn't seen me now. I am using LOS, basically, to completely put him off. And hi, Lee Sin. How are you doing? So I'm just going to quickly pick up this guy, I think, any second. He does W straight to Warwick, so hi there. Warwick actually uses his ultimate to secure that, which I suppose is okay, but I would have probably saved that and maybe then gone onto the Nasus, because I could have followed up with him. But that's okay. Now, bot lane is doing work. They've actually killed everybody, really. They've killed Morgana, I think, and Jinx, and they're pushing onto the first inhibitor turret of bot lane. Now, I'm picking up the enemy's blue, which is really nice for me, because I gave away the blue buff to Cassio, and they get the first base turret. So you can tell how this game has snowballed. Now, people say with this current patch, snowballing no longer exists. Snowballing's got less. Everybody's games are getting longer. It's harder to snowball games. Snowballing still exists. Definitely exists. But it's basically for morale. Now, Lee Sin did get a glimpse of me there. I am moving into a turret range, so I will be shown. But it's basically morale. In 5v5, I will admit, in 5v5 pre-made, it's harder to finish games early because people know how to play. You're on pre-made, you're on communications, and that type of thing. Where in solo queue, it's all about morale. It's all about how people feel, and if they're not feeling great, then they'll just finish the game or they will feed, etc. And that thing will be there forever in solo queue, and nothing will change. Now, Lee Sin is actually starting to camp this Warwick, which I find quite funny. He's the only lane he can try and get a kill or something like that, so he's going there all the time. Now, Warwick has realised this, and right now I think he's going to start grouping with us. Now, I have picked up my Nearly Seed Raj Rod, and bam, there's my DFG. So I will start to do quite a lot of damage, which is fairly nice for me. And this is how I play Evelynn, very balls deep. One thing you could do differently, you could go boots of mobility if you feel you need that extra speed to get in, but I feel I can position myself in the way that I can engage fine when doing it. Now, a bit of a tip, W is obviously kind of a mini QSS in the fact that it removes slows. It's always good to use W for engaging, to have that extra speed to get there, but if say like I'm going in on an Nasus that it might, and it's an easy gank, don't use W when you're going in, because he may wither you, then you can use W and then the wither goes away. And that is just something you need to remember when you're playing Evelynn. I'm not perfect with it yet, I know I'm not, but as mentioned, I've only recently picked up Evelynn in the grand scheme of things. I've only recently picked up Evelynn, so that will be something that I need to improve on myself. Now, you may ask, what is the next commentary going to be? Is it going to be a live commentary, or is it going to be a pre-made one like this? Now, I use my DFG, trying to get as much damage as possible. Severe gets hit with the binding. But the next commentary is going to be most likely a Riven Top. It's going to be a pre-made one that I did last night after this game. And basically how I'm going to work things is 2 pre-made ones that I've already done the games, and I'll record over like this, and then a live commentary. So every third one will be a live commentary. I think that'll be a good thing to do, get a bit of variation, and I think that's how it's going to be. Now, there is 2 separate playlists on the channel. Live commentaries will be on their separate playlist, and the normal commentaries will be in their own as well. Now, there is an engage going on. Very good ulti by Lulu getting in there on most of the enemy team. Now, I am using my W to try and get as quick as possible. I think Lee Sin, yeah, he does kick me out, which is unfortunate for me, and we're going to continue going on them. Now, that Jinx ult did a lot of damage to me, so I think hasta la vista, I'm going away. My team are continuing. I'm just basing at this point, or going back relatively soon, so I'll follow the action, and that is probably the end of this fight, and they're going to pick up the first inhibitor. So overall, well played to my team. Now, one thing I also have to say is this is most likely my first ever win with a Warwick on my team in Diamond. I always thought he was my kryptonite, in the fact that if I'm against him, I'll easily win. If I'm with him, I'll lose. And I don't know, this is changing the ways. So every single time when someone picks a Warwick, I won't cringe at the start or the thought of it, because I have won with one now. Now, his build is relatively odd. He does eventually pick up his Spirit Visage, and he has got a Cutlass. But his build's not very efficient. He could have probably finished the Spirit Visage earlier, and having the Cutlass wouldn't have done much to him. He hasn't been going aggressive. He's got enough sustain with his Q and the Cutlass. He could have got an early Frozen Heart for the mana and the CDR in there. You know, there's other things he can do. Obviously, I don't play Warwick. I just know the champion quite well anyway. So I'm going to pick up the red buff for myself. Nasus actually just TP'd, to top lane, which is quite odd. You'd think that he'd just run there and then have his TP if his team was going to fight or something along them lines. But maybe they've given up at this point. It's never great to say that, but maybe they have. Because it is 20-5. 20 minutes has gone. We're over 10,000 gold ahead. We're 11,100 gold ahead. So this game has gone fairly well. This is how you snowball a game. So right now I'm 509. I don't want to die this game. Never plan to die anyway. My Lulu, who is my duo partner Galzik, is currently 1010. Now I'm lurking over here, not helping with the turret because I'm out of vision. I'm totally out of vision that they can't see me. They know I'm in the area. It's obvious I'm in the area, but they don't exactly know where. They may have seen an exclamation mark come like here, but then I could have moved anywhere, so they have really no idea. So I think I'm going to go over and take their blue buff because obviously me having a blue buff is always a nice thing. Getting that extra CDR in there. So as always, if you want to have my runes and masteries, they're always on LOL King. Now, unfortunately, Severe gets a crit or something and actually takes that for herself, which is annoying. But we're going to go over and do the Baron now. But as I was saying, if you want runes and masteries, they're always on LOL King. I think both of them are called Evelynn or something along those lines. It might be a pun. But we're doing this Baron fairly quick. Would have gone quicker if I had the blue buff with more hate spikes, but we get it fairly quick anyway. Lulu doing a great job distracting the whole enemy team, to be honest. Now Lee Sin is moving into the area, but there's not much he can do at this stage in the game right now. And I think I'm just going to move into the mid lane. We may look for a fight in the next few seconds. We want to close out this game. There's no point dilly-dallying and not ending the game when we can. And another thing I may add, I have forgotten again at level 9 to swap to the sweeping trinket or lens. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. That was one thing I need to fix. Now there may be engage coming on relatively soon, but yeah, level 9 is the level that you should probably swap to it. Unfortunately, Morgana lands a blind. Oh no, I think I actually was shown somehow. I may have got hit by a minion which revealed me, which is annoying. But Nasus is moving onto the Cassiopeia up top. I'm on my way, so I will show the fight in full. Cassio would have won this fight anyway, but we do move over into the direction and just help her pick it up. I actually use my DFG as well, just to help make sure she doesn't die. But she obviously wasn't going to die. Now, randomly Sin appears and takes a lot more damage than he did to a Lulu. Galzik has actually built Athenes on a Lulu, so his AP is quite high. We're actually deciding just to tank this turret, and this is the reason that I am going to help with this turret, because we want to kill it as quick as possible. So it looks like we're going to try and end the game soon. Now we are actually 15,000 gold ahead with picking up that Baron and a few extra kills. And there most likely will be an engage coming out soon, a fight or something along them lines. Now if Lee Sin jumped in, he'd instantly die. My DFG is not up yet, but I still will do quite a lot of damage. Jinx, I'm looking for when she actually mispositions right now. She gets quite a lot of damage taken out of Severe there, and now she's not positioned well, so bye-bye. Warwick ultimate as well as my own ultimate, and we're just going to try and clean up the fight. So Lulu does actually ult herself to just have a knock-up out in the open for the enemy team. And this, again, has given us presence, or that looked quite odd with the beam. But anyway, we are going to just move on to the enemy inhibitor. They're going to try and take down the Nasus. I think they will. Bam, Cassio picks up the kill. I don't get an assist for it because I didn't even help. And now we're going to pick up the inhibitor and look out to close the game. Lee Sin, again, Q's in and W's out. Don't really know why, just takes 3 damage. And now I think we're going to finish the game. So relatively good play by myself, finishing 5-0-11. I hope maybe that's not the end score. We'll have to see if we get any more kills. Excuse me. But Evelynn, really, really strong. I do feel something will be changed with Vision that will make her less strong, because right now she is too strong. There's no way around it. She's too strong. So yeah, actually finishing 5-0-13. Relatively good play for myself. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Most likely Riven top lane game next, and then a live commentary after, with also the league discussion ELO Hell coming in the next few days. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.